Welcome back to another episode of Sport Exposure Podcast. As you guys know, we're here to create a safe space for student athletes past, present, and future. And we're also here to expose our sports stories, our journeys, to talk about our past, to talk about what it really took to get where we are today. And today I'm super excited to introduce to you guys the Brehanna Daniels is here. She was the first Black woman pit crew member. Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Thank you.
for NASCAR. So tell me a little bit about yourself to start, and then we'll get into it.
Well, you guys got the name Brehanna Daniels. Grew up in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
757.
Yeah, 757. You already know. Went to middle school, went to high school there, Salem High School. I didn't play you in high school, did I? Mm-mm. It was only until college, right?
Yeah, that first year.
Right. Then went to Norfolk State University where I met you.
Yes.
You know, you was at Hampton. I got a twin brother, 2 little sisters, amazing little sisters that are watching me right now. And I'm glad to be on your podcast today.
For sure. I'm excited. Yeah. So let's get into it. So here at Sport Exposure, our motto is celebrating triumphs and learning from defeats. Mm-hmm. So when that comes to mind in thinking about your sport journey, what do you think about?
Pretty much that just sounds like my whole story, to be honest, because I feel like I've always faced like some kind of adversity, you know, like nothing was, people always think like, obviously like from like social media and stuff, They're like, oh my gosh, she's always posting like the good stuff. And it's like,
why would I post the bad?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. People already know like bad is happening, you know, it's like a part of life, but like things have not been easy for me. Like, you know, I grew up, it was me and my twin brother. We lost our mom to breast cancer, like in high school. And,
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. And, this was like our freshman year of high school, you know, like where your grades count, where the grades matter. Like you have to build your foundation of grades. And it's like ever since then, like it's been really hard, you know,
sure.
And we could have easily let that like defeat us, you know, like at a point in time, like when all that happened, like I was like just focusing on my mom, but I kind of stopped like doing like my schoolwork. But even my teachers were like, you know, Brehanna, you know, take as long as you need to, because that's like tough. And then I still was playing basketball at Salem with Coach Carr and my teammates. And it's crazy because we were undefeated like in the regular season.
Wow.
Yeah. When as all this is like going on, we were like 22-0.
And this happened in the midst of all of this.
Yes. So it's like, you know, like how they say like great things like kind of happen from hard times. So like me and my teammates, obviously like that was motivation. Like, cause I remember one day, you know, my mom, I think she was in the hospital and we were like in the middle of a game and it was like halftime and my coach came in. He was like, y'all, they said that Miss Kim might not make it through the night. And I'm sitting here like, what? And then
announced this at halftime?
Yes. And I'm like, I know he was probably like, dang, I probably shouldn't have said that. But he was like, y'all, we have to go out here. We have to play for Miss Kim. You know, then all my team is looking at me like, what? Like, mind you, we already losing. Like, kind of.
So you're not thinking about no game?
Yeah, right. We were like losing. But then he was like, y'all, we going to go out here and, you know, we going to beat this team or whatever. And like, we went back out there and like won the game.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like those weren't just my teammates; those are my sisters. And Ariana was with me.
That's my girl.
Well. Yeah, Ariana. I know your teammate. You know, Ariana was with me. So yeah, it was really like all of us just came together like as one and went out there and played for my mom. And
I'm sure that was a surreal moment.
Yeah, it really was.
So let's start there. Adversity from an early age. You've been dealing with it. And as a student athlete, a lot of us do deal with it.
Yes.
And death is no easy task to overcome. It takes time, and time, and time. And it is hard to just to juggle those things. Life, being an athlete, grades. Like grades count now. I'm trying to go to college. Tell me what that was like for you.
So with high school, like mind you, I didn't have the best grades. But things happen, you know, but that's not the end of the story. So like after high school, I pretty much didn't have like the grades I wanted. So the opportunities that came up, like obviously, like I think like with me and you, obviously it was our goal to play Division I. It's like, we got to play Division I basketball. So I was like, you know what? My grades aren't the best. Let me take the JUCO route. And look, this is for all the people out there that be sleeping on JUCO. Some of the best players come out of JUCOs.
I'm telling you. Them JUCO
like,
transfers come in like, hold up.
Yeah, it's like, dang, where's she from?
For
you know?
real.
Yeah, so it's not like a lot of people sleep on JUCOs and they
Y'all
just
got that dog in y'all like off rip.
It's like you have that extra like hunger, like you just hungry for it. So like I took the JUCO route. I could have went to Division II school at first in West Virginia, but I was like, I'm not even gonna do that. You know, at a young age, I already knew like it was a Division II school that was like maybe 7 hours from Virginia Beach, and West Virginia recruited me. So it was either going to that school or going to a JUCO in Nebraska. Nebraska, 26 hours from home. So my dad was like, I really want you to think about this, because if you go to the school in Nebraska, I might have to drive you there 26 hours. He was like, just really think of it. And I was like, yeah, Dad, I'm going to just go to Nebraska for a year. He was like, girl, what? And I'm like, yeah. I said, because that way I can get more looks, you know, like Division I looks, like you just never know.
But where did that knowledge come from? Because a lot of student athletes would not even thought to go that route. Because like a lot of kids now, they want to go D1, D1.
Yeah.
It doesn't always happen overnight. And there are other options.
Right.
If there is a D2 school or D3 school, I'm not saying turn the other way, but there is a JUCO route.
Right.
You may not want to go. Yeah. It's not going to be the prettiest year or two, but it's going to set yourself up. Right. So where did that knowledge come from for you?
I wouldn't say like just like other coaches that I play with. Like I also played AAU. You had good so they're saying like, you know, they said, you know, it's the JUCO route, you know, you should probably maybe take that. You know, that wouldn't hurt. So then I really just felt confident because I already know like it was I was on a full scholarship out there too. For a JUCO.
JUCO life, I heard, is very different.
Right. It definitely is. Like, it's not for the weak. JUCO is not for the weak. I'm telling y'all that right now. But my dad ended up driving me 26 hours to Nebraska, stayed out there for a year. Like I said, more adversity. Like, so the coach that was recruiting me at the school, he brought me in, you know, I was on a full scholarship. He ended up not being my coach during the season. He ended up like resigning before the season started, just a whole bunch of stuff that was going on. So like another coach had to take over and she wasn't playing me like that. So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like I came out here for nothing, you know.
How did you fight through that though? How did you fight your way through that?
Because like, I don't know, my teammates everybody knew I was good, you know? So the times where she would put me in like the last like few minutes of the game, like whatever time I was in, I'm going crazy. It's going like, crazy. I was only in the game for 5 minutes. How did I drop like 12?
You made you play.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, play, right. And it's like, that you seeing that, you pulling me out, like, what is the reason for that? You know what I'm saying? So then like after, I don't know, people saw that, my teammates saw that. Everybody knew I was good. And then she ended up not coming back. A new coach took over because you're supposed to go to JUCO for 2 years, right? Not just 1 year, you know, so you can graduate and then go to that university. Right. So like a new coach took over and he's like, Brehanna, you got to let me know by this day if you're committed to playing for my team or whatever. And then I didn't let him know by that day. And he was like, unfortunately, I'm going to have to just send you off. And I'm like, what?
I send you off.
You send me off. Like I was
like nothing. Send you back.
Yes. Like what? Like, I literally had no plan. I'm like,
what time frame is this though?
What time frame? This is towards the end of my freshman year, like as in college at JUCO.
So what did?
So I think I got to Nebraska and it was like August of 2012 because we graduated in 2012 high school. Yeah, so I think it was like August 2012, and then maybe this was like August. It was like early, like the next year after that, pretty much. Like, I'm like, wait, what? No, or by summer, I had to make the decision. And I didn't make the decision. He said, yeah, we're going to have to like send you off. So obviously, like, I was like, I have to figure out what plan B is. Yeah.
Immediately.
So, yeah, exactly. So I went back home, you know, took all my stuff back home. And I went to a couple showcases. You already know them showcases. Coaches be in there deep.
Yeah.
I know somebody about to see me in the showcase. So a couple teams, you know, like reached out to me, and then another team was a JUCO, Lewisburg College. That's the second JUCO I went to, and they're 4 hours from Virginia. I'm like, that's close, not that bad. Right. 4 hours versus 26. You know, yeah. I'll take it. So, and then their girls had went to nationals probably like the year before that. I'm like, okay, they're good. Right. Yeah, it's looking good. I'm like, okay, we might have to go that route, you know. So I packed my things. I went to Lewisburg. Kind of the same situation there. Like I didn't, like in situations like that, like I never was like an immediate starter. It took time for like, obviously the coach to trust me, to see like how I'm playing. And then like, it got to the point in time there, like our last few games before like nationals, like regionals. And then like the games before that, like in the regular season, like she started me and she was like, okay, this is why I should have had you like in the start. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah. And I think it just took me time to like develop into that player,
right?
To be more mature. But then like, it got to the point in time, like I was just watching footage from a couple of days ago when I was playing at Lewisburg. I don't know if you like saw my story, but like literally I was putting the team on my back. Like just whenever my coach is like, yo, keep her out there. Like, don't even look over here. This bench, you're not even coming, to the bench.
Right.
Like, keep doing your thing. Like, I was just like getting off.
I'm sure that was a confidence booster for you.
It definitely was. I'm like, yo, this is the whole time. Like, I've been like fighting for this, and the time is finally now. And then we had to win like the 3 final like regional games. I think those were all the regional games, just the 3 games back to back in order to have a shot at nationals. So we ended up winning those 3 games. I remember having like double digits all games. Yes, not even just like with the points. I had like a high assist number, like with steals.
Oh, you was going crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because it's not hard to get like 20, 25 points. You know what I'm saying? But like if you have a game that's like, I think
that's packed.
That's what I'm saying.
Hard.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when I was on the Cam Newton podcast, he was asking me like my like best stat lineup, but I was telling him it was like 14, but I had like 6 steals, 6 assists and all that, like yeah, like all that together. But like ended up helping lead my team to nationals. Me and my roommate both had a 20-point game in the same game. Me and her was just getting off. So we won that first game and then lost the second, and you had to win. Yeah, but the fact that we made it, but after that, I had Division I colleges looking at me and I'm like, yo, this is the journey. This is what it's all about. Like, this is what I was working for the entire time. Had to look from Norfolk State. And I'm sitting here like, yo, it took me to go to school way in Nebraska, far away from home, just for y'all to look. Some of the best.
Everything happens for a reason though. Yeah,
some of the best talent comes out of the Hampton Roads area. Y'all recruited me while I'm way out yonder.
Get them.
You know what I'm saying? Coaches, like, not even while I'm in a 757. Come on now.
Yeah, I feel like back then the issue then was worse. Like, we have so much talent right here. Why are y'all going?
Why are y'all looking everywhere else?
Right. So how'd you get to Norfolk State?
So I ended up. Then Norfolk State. So I'm like, okay, they want me. I'm about to be getting a full scholarship. They wanted me to walk on. And I was like, I did not work this hard to be a walk on. I'm sorry. So my dad's not paying for school.
Right.
So then I remember they were like, Brehanna, you can come in for like an open gym or whatever. This is like after they mentioned the walk on. They said, we can see what you can do or whatever. I'm like, okay, but it was like one hot summer day, like 90 degrees.
I'm already knowing.
I decided to show up in the gym with a long sleeve black shirt. They probably looking at me like, this girl is balling. Like, it's already no AC in this gym. She tripping. I got on shorts. I'm ready to go. I got my little headband.
Oh yeah.
We played in them games. I was smacking, like,
I bet.
Yes, I was like literally getting off. The next morning, I got a text from one of the coaches saying, Brehanna, there's a full scholarship available for you.
There is.
If you want to take it. And I was like, absolutely.
For sure.
But why did it take for me to come?
We gotta prove ourselves.
Yes, come on, y'all. Like, there it is.
For sure. And your time at Norfolk State.
I was there for 2 years.
How was that? HBCU, like coming from JUCO, grinding your way up.
Yeah.
HBCU comes with a culture in itself.
I'm telling you. It's a lot going on. You already know. It's easy to get distracted.
Especially at home.
Yes.
Talk about all of that, though, because I struggled.
Yes.
Because I had the streets around the corner. Like,
I can easily do that.
I'm right here. I can do whatever.
Yeah. It definitely takes that discipline. But at the same time, when I was at Norfolk State, I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car, so I wasn't in the streets too much. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just tagging
probably
around.
A blessing that you did.
It probably like, I could have been had a car, but I'm like, okay, I do need to be more focused. And we got campus and all that. I'm staying in the dorms. I could have easily been like at home, like dad picked me up, like.
Right.
But yeah, no, I was pretty much just going wherever my teammates were going.
That's good though.
Yeah, so I pretty much was focused for the most part. But like I said, me being at Norfolk State, that's more adversity. So like my coaches, of course, like they brought me in, I got the full scholarship. I was not playing like that.
Back to square one.
Yes. I'm like, oh my God, here we are with this again. Then we were not winning. We weren't winning games.
Math on math.
No, the math was not mathing. And I just was we all was getting tired to the point where we're like, why are we losing all these games, right? So changes ended up being made starting at the top. They got rid of our head coach and our assistant coach.
I remember
You remember that?
That was my freshman year. That
Yes.
happened. I'm like, dang, it just got him out of there just like that.
Yes. So I'm sitting here like, yo, this is like, I'm getting tired of this same speech we hear and all. Just like, I just don't know what's going on with you girls. I'm like, y'all literally are doing the same thing. Y'all playing the same girls. The girls coming over to me telling me like, yo, I don't know why they're not taking us out the game and putting y'all in. Say something. Sorry. I'm like, say something. You know what I'm saying? Like people just, I'm getting tired of sitting there during the game. People yelling over my back, put Brehanna in the game. Why y'all not playing her? She's one of the best on the team. Y'all not playing her. The times I get in the game, I'm doing damage.
Of course.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like it got to the point in time where it was getting real filthy. Everybody was getting tired of looking at that. So like there was a meeting called without the coaches. You already know that's bad. So we sit here like, they said, everybody meet in this room on Tuesday. We're going to have a talk. We like met like in our trophy room. And they're like, we're going to start, you know, making changes starting at the top, you know, and then I walked in. Look, mind you, before all this happened, like we were losing. And mind you, I wasn't really playing like that, but I would still be in the gym late at night, putting up shots. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like a real hooper, you trying to like get better at your game. I'm literally in the gym until they kicking me out. The janitors, they're like, all right, Bree, you've been in here for like 3 hours. Get out.
Gotta go. Right.
Yes, we got to shut the lights off, whatever. But the whole time I'm putting shots up, you know, shoot machine. People still in the office, like the men's basketball coach, assistant coach. And one of the coaches ended up stopping me one day in the gym. They was like, Bree, they was like, you know, keep it up. You know, like your hard work's going to keep paying off. And I was like, as long as them ladies my coach, no, it's not. Sorry. I was like, I love you for that confidence boost, but I said it's not. And then like, he just went on about his day. And that meeting was called a week later. The same coach was sitting in the room that day we was having that meeting. And everybody was looking like, what is Coach Vickers doing in here? And they was like, you guys, you know, change has been made starting at the top. Your coaches are gone, but Coach Vickers will be our new head coach.
Look at God.
I was like, yo, get out here. Everybody hype. Calling him. I'm like, Mom, oh my God. The coaches are done. We got a new coach.
He has been the best thing to happen to
I'm telling you, and I wish I had, look, shout out to Coach Vickers, Norfolk State women's basketball team. Look,
praises.
I wish I had more time to play with him.
He's doing amazing things over there.
Amazing.
Like, I know I'm a Hamptonian, but I give credit where it's due.
I'm telling you.
I tell people all the time, I say it on camera, like if he was there when I was getting recruited.
Yes. I'm telling you.
I would have been there.
Coach Vickers got them ladies looking good. You hear me?
Yeah.
And I wish I had more time with him. But when he took over, I became his go-to person. You know, I was starting and he would like, actually, he had patience with me. You know, like, I mean, with any like true player, you know, he's like, all right, Bree, you shouldn't have did that, but I'm not going to take you out because we need you out there. Like, if you need a break, I'll sit you on the bench for a little bit, but you got to get back out there. And I really like appreciated him for being patient with me. He could always see my true potential. It's
super dope to have a head coach at that, to have somebody you can confide in like that. Because me and my time at Hampton, if I messed up or looked the wrong way, I'm getting benched for like the next 2 games.
Yeah.
I don't care if I had a double-double on Monday. I could sit the next 3 games just off of what I said or what I didn't do. And that kills your confidence. Like it literally, that's what sucked the love out of basketball for me as a sophomore. I just kept playing. I didn't care to transfer. I was good. Yeah. I didn't have to put too much work in because we were good. Right. So, I mean, I just, like, I'll do this for my team. Yeah. And that's the decision that I made. And it does suck in hindsight, which is now why we have these conversations. Right. Because if I knew to have known what I've known, that I could have still been playing. I could have went overseas. But I was just so done with basketball. And it's just like mentally? Yeah. Because I didn't have a safe, like, when you think about our community. Yes. Our Black community. Yes. We use the ball to get out the hood, right? Yes. And when you have a coach come along and take everything that you put your hard work in to get out the hood. Yes. I can't stand that. Like, make it not even fun anymore. And it's just like, everybody doesn't have the same mindset that I have. Everybody doesn't have the same mental strength. Right. And the issue that I have with these coaches is you're sucking the love out of, this is all they got. Right. Some kids don't have no place else to go. Some kids don't have the mental strength to get up and talk to a therapist, talk to a friend. And I think that's super dope that he was that person for you because just hearing your story, that's what you needed. Yes. It's all these years. Yes. He was the one person you needed. Yes. And we go through so much just to find that one person to confide in us in sports. I don't think that coaches understand the impact they can have on our lives.
Just to believe in us.
It doesn't take much.
It does not.
Especially coming from a man. And even with conversations with him, talking to his players and stuff, I've realized that he had to adjust his coaching style. From coming from a men's coaching style to a women's
a little bit more easy.
Yeah, but he adapted to that, which is why I tip my hat off to him and I praise him for that, because that's the missing piece when it comes to women.
Right. And he has a daughter as well. So, you know, the little soft
up.
side. Coach Vickers, you know.
That'll soften him up.
Shout out to your daughter. Shout out to your daughter.
So what was life like after he was the interim coach?
So I ended up, since it was so last minute, first of all, before.
That was at the end of the season.
No, so before he even took over, we ended up being in the newspaper around Christmas time. And that ESPN had posted, because we had like, when I was playing too, I had a teammate that was pretty much like not in the best situation. Like she was like sick, and we were in the news. They were talking about like how
was it
Amber? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My teammate Amber, pretty much just saying like how like she was very, very sick, and they had us in newspaper saying like, oh, by the way, Norfolk State is one of the only 2 teams in the nation that hasn't won a game. I'm like, just make it already like worse than it already is. Just
right.
You know what I'm saying? So then like after all that happened, we like, oh my God, like. Of course, everybody's like talking about that. And then Coach Vickers took over. I was able to win 3 games with him.
That's dope.
I was still, even against Howard, like too.
Against Hampton too.
Yeah.
Y'all killed our season.
Yo, and that was a big one too. You know?
That was huge.
That
our first one?
Yes. That was a good game, yo.
Was
when we played y'all at our school first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the end of the season, and that game was the determining factor to us closing out the season.
Yes. Do you remember when I hit that shot right before halftime?
Girl.
I love my coach was like, you better not. He said, you better. My coach is like, Coach Vickers, he said, you better not take that shot unless it's open. So like my teammates, they knew like if stuff wasn't happening in a little bit of time, I'd be like, everybody get out. Clear out. I'm sizing my player. Shh. And it went in. I looked at him. He was like, you lucky to win.
Yeah. But just even that environment, Norfolk State has always been my number one place to play at. Yeah. Like, win or lose.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
And ours is the same thing for Hampton.
It's a good time to talk about that atmosphere, because that's the atmosphere that everybody gets to play in.
Yeah. Look, Norfolk State versus Hampton. Talking about a stands that's like packed out.
There's no wiggle room.
Yeah, there's no wiggle room. It's hot in the gym. Everybody yelling, everybody screaming, fans stomping, like the environment is just like that.
That was one of the reasons I went to Hampton. I think I went to the Hampton-Norfolk State game at Hampton as a senior in high school. Yeah. And when I say that gym was packed, Convo was packed to the rafters. Right. Like there was no, like you couldn't, people were sitting on the steps.
Even the band. When the band be added
don't let them both be there.
Yeah, don't let them both. Then they battling it out.
Hear.
Yeah, outside of us competing, they battling it out too.
For sure.
Put on a show for everybody. So yes, definitely an environment to be.
But that's why I tell kids all the time, like if you have the opportunity to go to HBCU, go. Right. Because that's an environment that you're never going to get anywhere else in this
definitely
world.
Not no PWI.
I've been there too. I cherish my time. I'm glad I got both sides. Yeah. But I cherish my confidence. Yeah. The knowledge, the resources, the connections. Yeah. From being at HBCU. Yeah. And just being a student athlete in that type of environment. Yes. It's a whole different ball game. And y'all fans is different from our fans.
Yeah. But you definitely have a lot of people on your side, HBCU. People that want to see you win.
No matter what HBCU you went to.
Yes. People that just want to see you win. But of course, on top of being a student athlete. Right. I feel like, do you think there is a little bit of favoritism with student athletes?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they look out for us. Like, I'm telling you.
Y'all hear this? Use it, though.
Yeah, use
it while you got it.
Yes.
For real.
I'm telling you.
And I think that was one of the things that I kind of mastered because I didn't want to play basketball. Yeah. So I'm like, if I'm going to be here, what am I going to do? Like, exactly. Let me take advantage of it. I'm a hometown kid. We win in championships. Right. I need an internship. Hello?
Yeah, right. Amen. God is
I need somebody give me and that's how I ended up at the MEAC. Okay. And that's how I got tied in with HBCU sports. Yes. But one thing led to another. That network, the HBCU hub, I'm going to call it. Yes. It does not matter what school you went to, especially if you play the sport. Yes. Sometimes I don't even tell people I play sports. Once I throw that in there, oh my God. Yep.
Yeah. You already know.
Yeah.
Them teachers going to be on you though. Don't let the coach come out of the room and be like, I want them girls sitting in the first 2 rows.
Oh yeah, that was mandatory.
Coaches was always on it, so.
But that was part of the experience though. Yeah. Versus PWI, they may not care about you. Right. And that's why I tell student athletes, just think about it. Just go see what the environment is like. I promise you're going to fall in love with whatever weekend they bring you on. Don't let it be homecoming. Yeah. You're going to fall in love with the environment because even like you said, the class setting. Right. Your teachers will literally text you where you're at.
Exactly.
Hello?
Be like, get in here now.
Yeah, versus at PWI, they don't care about.
No, they're not even going to ask. They're not going to ask where you were.
They're just going to let you feel.
Right. Not even care.
How did Norfolk State set you up for success? I know that's how you got your in with NASCAR. We'll get there in a second. Yes. But how do you think that Norfolk State set you up for success in the real world now?
I feel like Norfolk State really set me up for success just with like the connections I made. Obviously, the connections I made had great coaching staff after, after all that stuff was after all that stuff was going, I had a great coaching staff. Just really people being in your corner and people just being in your corner for you out loud. People who actually out loud is very important. People that want to see you do good. They want to see you win and just motivating you daily. Norfolk State definitely helped.
Absolutely.
Definitely go to an HBCU, but stay focused because you can get a little distracted.
We talk about the distractions.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a lot. Definitely got to stay focused though.
Yeah. Let's talk about those distractions real quick though. Because I know I had plenty.
I'm telling you, just with the...
I was in trouble though.
Yeah.
I was...
Really? Look, the frats, the sororities, the parties. Come on now. Like, there was always some event going on.
It didn't matter. Win or lose. We was outside.
Outside? Yes, win or lose.
I bet. Wrap it up.
They say, y'all going to this party later?
We got practice in the morning.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We'll get 2 hours of sleep. We be good still.
Exactly. But it's fun though.
Right.
I wouldn't have changed my experience for the world.
Right.
Being at a HBCU, the environment you touched on earlier, like you find sisters that they'll always be sisters.
Yes.
And I feel like at Hampton, Ariana being one of them. And those we were thick as thick, like literally.
Right.
We was 2 years apart, 3 years apart. She came from a JUCO too, but just establishing those relationships and friendships that last you forever.
Right. You go through everything with those girls, your teammates.
I mean, everything.
Running in practice.
Running out of a hangover.
Yeah, right. Just everything, doing everything
trying
together.
To make curfew, and that it just builds the bond. Right. I feel like some student athletes, we take advantage of those opportunities because these are women that you never know where they're going to be later. Like, who would have ever thought?
Right. Because I definitely did not think that.
Exactly. And those things that you just never know.
Right.
You never know. And you talked about a little about adversity earlier. Talk about some of the struggles that came with being a student athlete.
Just having to, focus on your schoolwork still while going through like your mourning, the loss of your mother. That's like never easy. And then people still expecting you to show up the next day as if that did not happen, So literally, like, I want to say, like, if I'm not sure if my mom, like, if she didn't pass away, if I would be where I am in life today. I know that sounds like crazy, but just like thinking of like everything she went through, like seeing her battle breast cancer. Like sometimes me and my twin brother would even forget that she was sick because she was still doing everything for us. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I aspire to be like as strong as she was, one day. So like every time, like I feel like I'm like, I can't do something or I'm like down and out. I'm like, no, because I know she would have still went and did whatever she had to do.
Right.
Or it just makes me want to go that much harder. You know what I'm saying? Right. So shout out to Kim. My mama up in heaven.
Strength.
Yes,
baby
shout
girl. Out to her. Okay, so where did we get our start with NASCAR? How did that happen?
I was at Norfolk State. Yeah,
shout out to HBC.
Yeah, shout out to HBC. Yeah. But I'm not saying that's the case all the time.
Yeah,
because from HBCU to NASCAR, it's kind of crazy. Like the headlines.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, right. So I was a senior at Norfolk State. Mind you, I was only at Norfolk State for 2 years, and pretty much like in April of 2016, that's when the opportunity came up. So there was I tell the story so many times, but it was a lady named Tiffany Sykes that worked in our athletics department.
She's not an athletic director, fam.
Yeah. Shout out to Tiffany Sykes because I can never tell this story without mentioning her name. She's a part of my story. So she's the one who brought the opportunity up, to me. So literally I was sitting at Chick-fil-A on campus one day, eat my sandwich, and she's like, hey, Brehanna. I was like, hey, girl. She was like, girl, the NASCAR pit crew is going to be at our school on Wednesday. I think you should try out. And I'm looking at her like, from sister to sister, girl, I don't watch NASCAR. Right. So where is this going? So then she was like, girl, she said, you and me both, like, whatever. So she showed me a video of a pit stop and I was like, what, girl? I was like, that pit stop was fast, but okay. She said, yeah, so the pit crew is going to be hosting a tryout at our school on Wednesday. I just think you should go. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, well, just let me know if you end up going to the tryout. Okay, bye. And then she just walks away. And I'm looking at her like, that was just very random, right?
Right.
So then, of course, I'm thinking, so at the same time, like, of this is going on, like, I think this was it the end of basketball season? I think basketball season was like wrapping up or something.
Right.
I was also a part of an internship on campus.
Okay.
So where I was like the video girl on the sports campus, pretty much recording all the other professional, well, not professional, but this other sports team. So like men's basketball, bowling,
okay,
baseball, softball. Just I recorded all of them whenever I wasn't playing. So pretty much, and I would like create their highlight packages and everything.
Tough.
Yeah, so I did everything part of my internship. But so on Wednesday was this NASCAR tryout, but it was also a professional baseball game. They wanted me to record. So I had to make the decision. I couldn't be at both.
Right.
So they were like, I'm sitting here like, damn, do I feel like standing up for 6 hours at this baseball game? I was like, that's what I'm saying. 'Cause I was like, no, because I was actually training to play professional basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. So like my body was like going through, like it was hurting from going through like my workouts and stuff. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I was like, damn, what if I'm not able to go to this like NASCAR trial and give my all? You know what I'm saying? Like just the way that my body's like set up right now. So then like Tuesday night, I found myself like stretching in my dorms. And then Wednesday morning, God's like, Brehanna, you have to go to this NASCAR tryout. And I'm like, what?
Obedience.
I'm telling you, I'm like, what? Like, this is so random. Yeah. So just so confused. So I walked in our basketball gym because that's where the trial was.
Yeah.
And I was expecting to see a car in there. I'm sitting here thinking like, how they going to get a car in here, you know? And then I walked in the gym and I saw like a bunch of equipment laid out everywhere on the ground. Obviously, I didn't see that in the footage I watched. So I'm sitting here looking around like, yo, what's up with all this equipment everywhere? And that's when I met Coach Phil Horton and Max Siegel, the Drive for Diversity program. Coach Horton's like, he was like, what's up, my one and only girl? And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? He was like, you're the only girl we have at this tryout today. And I was like, okay. So I said, so what's up with all this equipment that's on the ground?
That ain't phase you though, did it?
What?
That you was on the ground?
No.
Right.
I was like, I played on different teams back in the day. I was the only girl. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, very right. Going against the boys, right? Yeah, always. So he's like, yeah, well, he said, slow your roll. I have to put you guys through like a trial first to see where you are mentally and physically. So I was like, okay. So he was like, yep. So I ended up going against, one of the guys, and then I did a real good job. Like I ended up destroying him.
Oh, you ate him up.
Yeah, ate him up. And my coach was like, oh yeah, you'll definitely be hearing back from us. Because it was like a couple football players and like one dude that ran track, but he did like the shot put. So, he was big.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, Lord. So I ended up doing a good job. And he was like, well, if you guys do a good job today, you'll get invited back to the National NASCAR Drive for Diversity Pit Crew Combine that they held in Charlotte like a month later.
Okay.
So like in May. So like maybe in like 3 weeks after that tryout, I got an invitation to the National Combine. And I was like, yes. I was like, I did good.
Super duper. Let me back up though.
Uh-huh.
After the first tryout at Norfolk State and you ate dude up.
Yeah.
How did you feel? Like, what did that do for you? Because you really went from 2 days ago, NASCAR?
Yeah, right.
What's up?
Right.
And now, like, yo, I could do this.
I mean, it's like very rewarding to know that your hard work just pays off. Because I already knew, I'm like, well, I know if I do a good job, there's no reason why I shouldn't make the tryout, the National Combine. So, I was like, if I don't do good, that's based off me. Like, but I know I'm going to do good. So that was like motivation. I'm like, okay, well, I still don't know what I'm getting myself into, but I got invited to the next thing. Right, we're going to go with it.
And how was the next one? The
next combine, yeah. So they flew us out to Charlotte. So it went from it being 4 of us at the first trial. Obviously, that's way less than, less than 10. So 4 people was in the first trial. And then the national combine, there was like 24 of us there.
Okay.
But 6 women and then the rest were guys. So you can see how the guys
were you the only black woman?
No, there was like 2 other black women that were trying out.
Okay.
But I was like me and this other girl named Bree, we were like the only 2 women out of the 6 that was focused really. So I already knew. I said, them other girls not going to get selected.
Right.
And I already know. I said, if they select anybody, from the women's side, it's going to be me. Cause
that's an athlete. That's just.
Right. Right. Duh.
Right.
Yeah. So then it's crazy because when I first got to that national combine, you know, they always have that one person, like out of the people that's trying now, like that one person that's doing the most, trying to find out the inside scoop. One of the guys came up to me, he was like, yo, I was just talking to one of the coaches. He said, no, none of the girls ever make it. And I was looking at him like,
and?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What you telling me for?
What did I do with me?
I know you're not trying to make me lose confidence.
Right.
It's not happening. So I ended up doing the tryout. So in this national combine, that's when I found out I was going to be, hey girl. I found out I was going to be a tire changer. So I'm like, okay, cool. And he was like, you know, tire changers over here, gasman over here, jackman over here. We was all getting split up into our positions. We were like, okay, it's getting real now.
Right.
And there was a couple cars in there. So I'm like, okay, you know,
now we see a car.
Now we see a car. So we about to get put to, you know, the real test. So then pretty much I had like a day and a half to kind of work like as a tire changer. So that's when I was given my little impact wrench, the impact gun, you know.
Okay.
I was in front of like a race hub doing my taps, like, cause there's 5 lug nuts on the wheel. You know, when I change tires, I'm yeah. So I'm literally sitting there just holding the impact wrench, doing taps like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, until my arms are tired pretty much. Just, you know, just trying to build that muscle memory. And they ended up putting us like in a group of 6. Cause like back then pit crew members like consisted of like a group of 6.
Okay.
2 tire changers. So front tire changer, a rear tire changer, a jack man, a gas man, a front tire carrier, and a rear tire carrier. Okay. Now in today's world, there are 5-man pit stops. There's not 2 tire carriers.
That means there's only faster?
1. Yeah. Well, not really faster, but
more
it's
efficient?
Just more. Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much. Cause we don't have all that help.
Right.
You know, we just have to do like a little bit extra work. But they ended up putting us in groups of 6 and pretty much had us like competing to see like who can do a pit stop like quick, you know, in a good amount of time. Pretty much like what the coaches wanted to see, like who could do the best in the short amount of time we had to learn about everything. Right. Obviously just paying attention to detail, who's like good at doing that. And he really was like also looking at us individually as well. I remember we were about to have a lunch break and the coach was like, all right, y'all take like a 30-minute lunch break. We got some subs in the back room. Y'all can go in there. Then everybody else was like, oh yeah, I'm about to go get a sub. So they all ran in there, right?
You stayed out there?
Yes. You already knew where I was going with that. You already know. Just the people that really wanted, they wanted. Yeah. So I literally stood out there for a little bit and my coach was like, Bree, like they gonna take all the subs. You sure you don't want to go back there? I said, look, that food gonna always be there. But this, I'm just trying to make sure.
I'll be hungry later.
Yeah. Right. So I heard that he was like, oh yeah, I like her, you know. But I just worked for a little bit longer and then I finally went back there.
Right.
And then we were supposed to find out maybe like a month after the combine if we got selected. I don't know why they were waiting so long to tell us, just to have us like all anxious and stuff.
How long did it take?
He told me, well, he didn't tell me directly, but I found out literally like, so we were in Charlotte probably for like leaving on the 3rd day. So it was like Friday, Saturday, and going home Sunday. So literally before I even sat down on the plane, I got a phone call and I'm looking like, Jabari, why are you calling me? I just got on the plane. Like, I answered the phone. I said, what's up? He was like, man, he said, I know you're probably on your flight right now, but Coach Horton just wants to extend the invitation to you to become a professional pit crew member. And I'm like, you serious, yo? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh my God. And I remember like tearing up.
I bet. I was like, in that moment though.
Yes.
What were you feeling?
I was like, oh my God. Like just after, you know, of course, that boy telling me like, they say women don't make it like that, period. In there, right? So I was like, okay. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm just looking around like, that's crazy. And then like, I remember I called my people back home, was telling them, I said, yo, they selected me. So pretty much that was like May of 2016. So I had to make the decision if I was going to like come back. So like, I guess from that moment, you know, in between May of 2016 and then September, I had to make the decision if I was going to like accept the invitation, obviously. Right. Because there was a 6-month training period from September to February of like 2-a-days. So I would have to relocate to Charlotte in September 2016 and just start the whole like training session.
When did you lose sight, or not necessarily lose sight, did you know that you were right where you're supposed to be? Because you mentioned you were still training to play ball overseas. Yes. So how did you make that decision? I know that's a tough one.
Look, hoopers for like lifelong hoopers, it's like all you do is eat basketball, sleep basketball, breathe basketball. So I'm like, yo, I've been playing basketball my whole life. So to be honest, I'm sitting here like my mindset, I was like, if I don't like this NASCAR stuff, I can just easily come back and I can just go back to hooping. Like during the 6-month training period.
Factual,
Literally,
right.
I was telling all my friends back home, like, I remember I was at my last little like kickbacker party before I was like going to move to Charlotte. They said, "Oh my God, you leaving us?" I was like, "I'll probably be right back after the 6 months. Like, I'll see y'all." Just shoot, 7 years later, I'm still
here.
So yeah, still in Charlotte. So
that's so dope.
Yeah.
Like, what was it like for you to become the first though? Because we talk about women in sport, we talk about how hard it is, and men, I don't know why they keep doubting us, but we always got to show.
Stop doubting us, y'all.
But talk about making it through that, the mental aspect of it, because being the first is one thing, and I talk about all the time, like being on top, but staying on top is another thing.
Yes,
and a lot of what you're telling me sounds like came from that student athlete mentality.
Yeah,
and talk about what the student athlete mentality did for you to become the first, and every door that's being opened from that.
So when I first like got in the sport after like, this was during the 6-month training period. So Coach Phil Horton, my coach, he's also African American. He's a pioneer himself as well. He's the first pit crew coach, you know, so he's breaking barriers and making history himself. But when we were in training, like outside of like doing like the pit crew things and like watching film, one day we were watching film and it was me and all the other guys and my girl Bree. My coach paused the film. He said, "Y'all," he said, "I think Brehanna's going to be the first Black woman to ever be on pit road." He said, "Yeah, there hasn't been a Black woman before." And everybody was like, "Yo, chill, that's crazy." And everybody's like hugging me, like smacking me, like, and my coach is like, "I'm about to be on you because it's going to be tough." And I knew from that moment, I was like, I kind of like looked at him like kind of nervously because I already knew that was going to come with a lot. And just like in 2017, hearing somebody that they're the first to do something, I'm like, yo, like that's crazy.
It's you.
Huge.
You're not just hearing it. It's you.
It's me.
Right.
Yeah, literally, I was like nervous. I'm like, damn, like, he said, "Yes, I'm about to be on you. Like, it's going to be tough." Like, obviously, like, just in life in general, nothing comes easy, but nothing's going to be easy.
Right.
Like in that position for me. And it was not.
Talk about it. We're here to talk about it. The journey.
Yeah. So when I first started, so like I said, the 6-month training period from September 2016 to February, during that time we're practicing and stuff. And I started with Rev Racing. Rev Racing, they're very, very instrumental in making sure they get the diversity in the sport, which is why they went recruiting at HBCUs across the country.
Right.
I'm not sure if they came. No. They went to HBCUs around the country, different ones. They went to Alcorn, Norfolk State, Virginia State, like some other ones. But pretty much, you know, it's like, those are my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact, like they're going to have my best interest.
The HBCU connection.
Yeah, the HBCU connection. They're going to have my best interest, you know, if don't nobody else, you know, do that. So then like after that, you know, we practiced for a little bit up at Rev, and then we had to drive up the road to go practice at another practice facility. And this facility is, you know, got more people. Obviously everybody knows that NASCAR is dominated by a bunch of Caucasian men.
Right.
You know, so at this new facility, you know, that's a lot of people that were around. And it was not easy. I'm telling you, like I literally had to fight and fight and fight. People had to fight on my behalf to send me to the track. Practicing, like just, it's really frustrating. Like when you're practicing, doing a really, really good job, you see people getting sent to the track over you that you're doing better than.
Right. I said, we always got to take the back.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but then if I speak up, I'm wrong.
You angry Black woman.
And you know what I'm saying? And now I'm a Black woman. Now I'm yelling.
Right.
She's argumentative.
She's aggressive.
Yes, she's aggressive, all because I'm speaking my mind. Come on now. It takes some tough skin to be in the positions that we're in. Very tough skin, not for the weak. I feel like God couldn't have gave this job to anybody else better, you know, that would fit. He knew what he was doing.
You don't make no mistakes.
Said we gonna pick her right there, because whatever comes her way, she gonna be able to handle that.
And I'm glad that you said that, because even in reference to your story and mine as well, I've been through some hard stuff. Like I've had to come through some situations that even I look back, like I don't even know how I did that or came through that. But like fast forward to now,
Look at God.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just like he was preparing me for this.
Yes.
I had no clue I was going to be here.
Yes.
Like I had no clue I was going to have a voice, a platform to tell stories. But it's same with you though.
Yeah. You got to go through the storm sometimes to get to where the sunny days. I'm telling you.
You got to
be like, dang, this is what he was preparing me for. Sometimes you got to just sit back and just...
And sometimes I just sit in here sometimes just like, just take it all in.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you could attest to that too. Like,
exactly.
Being a woman and doing what we're doing. I haven't been the first to anything, I don't believe, but it takes up, because I think about the little girls behind me.
Yes.
That's what keeps me
bigger
in
than
it.
us.
Like, it's not that the things that I go through, the things that I push through, I'm thankful for the strength that God gave me to get through.
Yes.
But in the same mindset though, it's just like women shouldn't have to be this strong to be here.
Girl.
Just because I can handle it, don't mean my little sister can handle it. Because that's why I think you have sisters.
Yes.
Like, you know, what, like in my mind, it's just like, what if I have a little sister, like, and y'all talk to her like this? I'm gonna have a problem.
Yes.
I'm gonna go through it now.
Yes.
To break the barrier.
Yes. Yes.
Let y'all know it's not right here.
Yes.
But talk about some of those times that you had to do the same, because you have literally opened a door for little black and brown girls that we probably didn't even know we could be in this space.
Yes. So just like the times like that were just, you know, just to know like that you're good, you know, just to see people just constantly getting put over you because maybe you don't look like those people. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a system.
Ultimately, I'm thinking like, so what is it? Like, I'm not a mean person. I'm nice. So it's like, other than that, it's like, okay, I'm a woman, you know, black woman. I'm good. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? Like, there was times where I felt like quitting and giving up. Cause I'm like, why are these people like, why are they doing me like this? Like, it's not right. But then that's when I knew, I'm like, you know what? It's bigger than me. Let me go through this now. So then the next woman that come up, there can be more women that can see me doing this, you know, when I finally make it, and they'll be like, mommy, I want to do what she's doing.
Yeah.
Yes. Not even just like black women, but just women in general, because there's barely any women out there in NASCAR. If you listen to this right now, we need some more women out on pit road.
Talk to them.
But the teams have to be willing and accepting that.
The grind.
I'm telling you, because a lot of these teams, they have certain molds and they're really not checking for women like that.
And that's what I learned. Like, as I climbed the corporate ladder of sports, you realize it's a system that was never cut out for us.
Never.
Like, we're literally carving our own spaces in
literally
each
and
step.
every day.
Yeah, I'm doing something that's never been done before. Like, even just stepping out, like, it's never been a woman talking about stuff like this. Like, creating safe space for athletes. Like, she's a woman. Why is she doing that?
Right.
And it's just like, in the back of my mind, Esther Iguodala said, I say this all the time. She had said on I'm an Athlete podcast that to be a black woman in sport, you literally have to have an imagination. And that just stuck with me.
Yes.
Because even when we look at the staff directories, or like, it's nobody that I could look on the staff directory and say, I want to be like her. Yeah. Because there's no her there, for one.
Right.
And if there is a him, he doesn't look like me.
Right. And
So.
Yeah.
And the world of sport is just not cut up for it. I mean, we're still making progress.
Right.
It's not as fast as I would like.
Right.
But those are things that we don't talk about, like what it's really like. Because if I speak up too loud, I'm aggressive.
Yes.
If I
argumentative.
If I'm on period and I don't feel like talking, she's emotional. But I'm a woman.
Yes.
I'm allowed to be there.
Right. But if it's guys or men, come on, anybody saying nothing, but you just let that dude just cuss you out. I didn't even cuss you out.
He's just having a bad day.
Yes, he's having a bad day. I'm talking to you like this, but just I'm raising my voice now, but he just chewed you out.
And they don't talk about that.
No.
We don't talk, like, we only get but so much space to be ourselves. And I kind of took the approach, I mean, shit, y'all be mad whether I'm doing right in the room, if I'm doing wrong in the room. Y'all just mad because I'm here.
Right.
And that was the approach that I took to just get through it. Because, I mean, it's nothing I can do to satisfy you. My resume is heavier than half the black men, white men, everybody in this room.
Say it again.
We at the same table.
At the same table.
Like, obviously, I'm worthy of being here.
Right.
I have the accolades to be here.
Right.
I have the resume to be here.
Right.
What are we really talking about? And the same with you.
Right.
And it sucks that we still have to go through that. Like, why do I have to run down my resume to tell me why I'm qualified and you still question me?
Right. Look, people want to see you doing good, but not better than them. They want to see you doing good, but not better than them. I'm telling you.
Because in a way, I feel like it challenges them.
It does.
Now you got women that will take your spot.
Yes.
And do it better than you.
Exactly. And you
so
got
you up for breakfast.
Yes, and it literally. Like, ugh. Just thinking about that is like, I'm glad things have been getting better.
Absolutely.
Especially with my journey in NASCAR. Trust me, like from way back when I first started, my first season, mind you, there's like 90 something races in a season. I did 8 races my first year. So when I tell you, like, the situation was not the best. It was not the best.
And that goes back to you carving your own spot.
Literally, y'all seen that still image of, it's pretty much saying like, I guess the person who don't have like struggles, but then there's like a guy in the cave with the little, he's hitting the thing. He's literally building his weight every step.
That's every day.
That's every day.
It takes a lot of strength.
It does.
Like, no matter, like you said, no matter what we're going through.
Right.
And that's what I keep in back. I'm not doing this for me.
You're doing it for the people coming up behind you. The little black boys, little black girls coming up behind us.
Just what, like
women in general.
Yeah.
Yes, women in general. It's hard.
Because they need to see.
Yes.
They need to see. So what does it mean to be a black woman in sport? For you personally?
Yes. To be a black woman in NASCAR is everything to me. I don't hide who I am. I love the way my blackness shows. Okay. You know, I'm not ratchet. I'm not crazy. You know, just sharing the melanin. You know, just everything that I instill, that I embody is just like, I'm always adding to, never taking from. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, they need me to be in the sport. Me being in the sport, me being in the sport makes a difference. You know, so when people hear NASCAR, you know, the Bubba Wallace, he doing his thing, you know, we're very vocal. Me, Bubba Wallace, you know, other people were very vocal, just in the things that we go through in the sport. And ultimately we're building and helping the sport, you know, like have like a brighter light. And it takes for y'all to be in those rooms to have those conversations and bring them to light. Definitely. Back to like, if you weren't in the room, nobody would know about these struggles. No, at all. And if he wasn't in the room where he didn't go through things that he went through, like just watching his career, and he didn't speak out when the noose was in his like those are things. If we weren't there, we wouldn't know. Yeah, it's crazy because Good Morning America and CNN interviewed me as that was happening. They're like, Brehanna, being, you know, the first black woman in the sport, like, how does this make you feel? And I was like, why would somebody even want to do that? You know, so obviously, like, I was angry. But then like this was during 2020 when all this was happening. It was a lot. Yes. So that cup race, when I don't know if you saw the cup race where they had all the drivers walking behind Bubba's car, showing that they support him. Yeah. And he got out the car and just was crying. I wasn't at that race, but I was crying watching it on TV. I was like, yo, like our sport is changing so much. Like I cannot believe this is happening. And it's the right time. Yes. You jumping in too. Yes. I was like, about time. The Confederate flags got banned, all that. I was like, about damn time. For real. Like, why would you guys why is NASCAR associated with a flag that's increasing division? Like, why just get rid of that? Like, why is that even a part of our events? I'm tired of seeing the shit at our track. So they banned it. I'm like, it was about time. And but NASCAR they're doing very, very well now, making changes. More positive moving forward. What's the best part about your job? When the parents, they send me pictures of their kid, their daughters, their sons, you know, like sitting in front of a tire, be like, oh, look at my daughter trying to be like you. I'm they sure send me messages, pictures on social media. They always do that. And me being able to give, so like, you know, the lug nuts on the car, there's lug nuts that like fly off, like they're in our pit stall, like after the race. So I like give some lug nuts to the kids. They're like, oh my God, like a souvenir. Wow. Yeah. I'm gonna come to, I don't think I've never been to a NASCAR race. And you live out here? Mm-hmm. The closest track to you would be Richmond. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to come see about it. Yeah. I don't mind taking a trip down to 704. Hey, look, yeah, right. That's just 2 hours away. And then I can get you tickets to be in pit road. That's different from sitting in the stands. This is on camera, y'all. This is on camera. Look, y'all heard this. Yes, it's different. It's different sitting in the stands. So people, like a lot of people's perspectives change when they're on pit road with us. Cause like when you get the VIP passes, you can be where I am. All right. Yeah, you can literally touch me. I do a pit stop. I can't touch you just because of my bad. Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like people be like, oh my gosh, so this is what's happening down here. I'm like, yeah, it's just more to pit stops. Like we have to glue up the wheels, let them dry, set up our pit box. Like people like gain another level of appreciation once they see what we have to do. Super dope. I'm excited. Yes. I know. Ariana still want to come to a race. Well, she came to a race before. I suppose she did. Yeah. She probably want to come to another one, but lock us in. Yeah. She ended up coming to my race in Daytona. Yeah, I think when she first moved to Tampa, maybe. Yeah.
My girl.
Yes.
Good old AD.
Our girl, AD.
Shout out to AD.
Shout out to AD.
And finally, Sport Exposure, we're all about exposing our journeys, exposing the things that we've gone through to get us to where we are today. And exposure can be good, exposure can be bad.
Yes.
What do you want to expose about sports? And this is to leave a gem for the people coming after us.
That women are welcome in all spaces. It doesn't matter if you're black, brown, white, just women, we belong at every seat at every table. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise.
For sure.
Yes.
Perfect. So what's next on the horizon for you?
What's next on the horizon for me? I'm doing like little projects. This is my off season right now.
Okay.
So I'm able to get the chance to breathe. Cause our season's year round from February to November. It just ended.
Are you relaxing?
Yeah, I'm able to spend time home with family for the holidays. Shout out to my dad, my auntie, my uncles, everybody, my cousins. They all at the house. My 2 little sisters in there watching me. I'm pretty much just taking it a day at a time. With me, like anything randomly can pop up. As soon as I check them emails, I could be in Vegas tomorrow at the Usher concert. You know what I'm saying? That's
a blessing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you never know. So I'm just chilling right now, enjoying the off season.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure. Ultimately, what's your goal? What legacy do you want to leave?
To be one of the best that there is, in NASCAR, like as a tire changer, just in life. I just want people to see me and to be like, Brehanna never gave up. She literally was faced with the most challenges, the most adversity. She lost her mom to breast cancer and still never gave up when she could have. Like at her lowest time, she just kept going.
And that's what we see.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for sharing your story. That was fun. Did I create a safe space for you?
Yes, you definitely did, girl.
Good,
you already know. You my girl, so.
Good. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Peace.